On the 23rd of August 2010 at around 10 a.m., 21 tourists from Hong Kong returned to their tour bus after visiting the historic Fort Santiago in Manila, Philippines. They were also accompanied by 3 Filipino tour guides, and the trip had been going fantastic so far. But just as they were about to set out to the next location, they got interrupted by a middle-aged man in a police uniform. He was openly carrying multiple firearms, and his demeanor made it clear he wasn't afraid to use them either, something that became even more apparent as time went on. For now, things started off fairly calm, with him asking the driver for a ride to the next station. The bus driver tried to reject the request respectfully, explaining that he couldn't let him on because it was a private vehicle, not a public bus. However, the man wasn't having any of it. As soon as the bus driver rejected his request, he equipped one of his firearms and claimed that he was taking the bus hostage. This was 55-year-old Rolando Mendoza, a police officer with nearly 30 years of service. But he
Bro, how does Mendoza get a mention? How is it that the name being mentioned is Mendoza? It has to be Mendoza.
He's only been fired over drug charges that Rolando claimed were untrue. Getting fired left him with no pension after 3 decades of hard work. And while he tried to fight for his job through official means, his superiors wouldn't listen. In an act of desperation and defiance, Rolando took this bus full of tourists hostage and presented a single demand: he wanted his job back. The situation so far looked fairly manageable, with 2 of his former colleagues establishing communications without any pushback. They were even able to convince him to release a few of the hostages. Granting his relatively simple demand would have been easy, but what followed was one of the biggest hostage disasters in the country's history, all because those in charge couldn't agree on the next move.
Give a man his job back! Okay, at least give him a promise. Make him a fake promise. You can't tell me that we can't lie in a hostage situation. There's no law that says it's illegal to lie on a hostage situation. If it prompts me to lie,
disasters in the country's history, all because those in charge couldn't agree on the next move. Things started going downhill when Rolando's brother tried to approach the bus and was immediately detained by the officers. This made the already furious Rolando even angrier and more unstable.
My days.
The situation only got worse once the media got involved. Nearly every news channel in the country started broadcasting the situation.
And the pressure. Imagine this is hours into the hostage situation, and you're telling me that we haven't found this man a single job. A hardworking Chinese citizen. He just wants a job for his kid.
Everything, including the plans officials were making outside. What they didn't know, however, was that the bus had a working TV and Rolando was watching and listening in on everything. This could have helped him formulate a plan and get what he wanted without hurting anyone. Unfortunately, the lackluster response from the officials made a peaceful resolution near impossible. His anger reached a boiling point when he saw how his brother was being treated by the police on live TV. This resulted in Rolando getting blinded by rage and opening fire on the hostages. Around the same time, the bus driver managed to free himself from the handcuffs Rolando put him in and escape through the driver's side door. Unfortunately, while he was able to remain unharmed, other hostages weren't as lucky, since, according to the bus driver,
you gotta go to church after that. You have to be devoted to every religion after surviving an ordeal like that. This calls for you to submit to religion. You have to believe in moments like this.
However, they were all dead, leaving Rolando alone in the bus. This revelation gave authorities the go-ahead to surround the bus and try to break in without any more casualties. But Rolando wasn't willing to go down without a fight. As soon as they tried to enter through the emergency exit, Rolando opened fire, hitting one officer on his bulletproof helmet and barely missing the others. So the officers thought of a different strategy. They flooded the back of the bus with tear gas, forcing him to the front, right into the crosshairs of a sniper. Finally,
of course, throw tear gas in a place where there are already innocent citizens who might be already choking. Finish them all. We are not even thinking if there are any survivors. Just flood the bus with tear gas.
Ending the hostage crisis. It wasn't until after his death that police realized the bus driver had misunderstood the situation and that 9 of the hostages were still alive. The massive loss of innocent lives broadcast live for the world to see, coupled with officials making wrong decisions at every turn, drew intense global scrutiny, marking this as one of the worst and most tragic incidents in Filipino history.
Bro, there's no way. There's no way. Hong Kong, China hostage situation. I just hope this is not true, man.
Ayun na, nakikita ko rin tayo na sa TV. Ginagawa nilang bago yung kapatid ko na pulis. Ayun na, nakikita ko rin tayo na sa TV. Ginagawa nilang bago yung kapatid ko na pulis. Wala namang kinalaman yan. Eto, pagka hindi nila binago yan, tutuluyan ko na yung mga dito na nasa loob. Tutuluyan ko na to.
The Manila Hostage Crisis. It actually happened.
At about 9 a.m. on the morning of August the 23rd, 2010, a tour bus driver was casually resting inside a bus, waiting for the passengers to return from a tour in Fort Santiago, a well-known tourist spot in the Philippines. As tourists boarded the bus, a man in a police uniform armed with an M16 and a handgun boarded along with the passengers. The man asked for a free ride. This alarmed the driver, Alberto Lubang, and politely declined the man's request. But it was too late. Without warning, the armed man ordered the passengers to follow his instructions and declared them his hostages.
You know it's real when you're in a hostage situation, right?
Aboard the bus are 20 tourists from Hong Kong, 3 Filipino tour guides, the driver, and the hostage taker, 55-year-old Rolando Mendoza. Mendoza was a former policeman who was fired from service because of an alleged drug violation, stripping him off from all the benefits of retirement, which is only a year away. He was known to be diligent, was respected in the police force, and was once commended as one of the best policemen in the Philippines. Following the announcement, Mendoza then instructed the passengers to close all the curtains and told the driver to head to Rizal Park, a famous historical site in the Philippines. At about 10 a.m., the bus arrived and parked in front of Carino Grandstand, one of the main attractions in the area. Mendoza then handcuffed the driver, making sure he will not escape. As word goes out, police quickly arrived to the scene, and the incident instantly caught massive media attention worldwide.
Monday,
These
saying he
are the
wanted his job
catalysts
back.
for the horror that's about to unfold.
Jesus Christ.
Colonel Orlando Yebra and Major Romeo Salvador, Mendoza's former colleagues, were tasked to negotiate with Mendoza. Mendoza informed them that he only asked one demand: to be reinstated back to the police service. And if met, Mendoza said, "I will voluntarily surrender with handcuffs on."
I mean, he can't expect to be let back into the police service after a hostage situation. But you can't deny that request for what might happen if not what he wants. So,
months before the incident, Mendoza had constantly claimed to be innocent in the charges pressed against him, repeatedly appealing to the Office of the Ombudsman to no avail. Behind the scenes, at the side of the Carino Grandstand, the Manila Police SWAT team are preparing for the worst-case scenario, rehearsing a rescue operation to save the lives of the hostages.
only now you're training. 5 minutes, like you need to be busting into action as the SWAT team, and you're starting rehearsals. This had to be a drill you should have mastered ages ago, and now we are starting with training. During a hostage, like we are training SWAT members on how to deal with a hostage situation while 5 minutes away. Not even 2 minutes away, there's a hostage. There's an IRL hostage situation happen, and we are still training. This has to be a joke.
The Special Action Force, or SAF, an elite unit of the Philippine National Police, arrived at the scene following an order from the president, taking positions and dispersed snipers all over the grandstand. At the same time, Manila Vice Mayor Isko Moreno is on his way to the office of the Ombudsman to grant Mendoza's demand. At about 12 noon, following a series of negotiation and an assurance that his case was taken to the office of the Ombudsman, Mendoza released a total of 6 tourists and 2 Filipinos, giving hope to everyone that things are going well. However, with the media frantically covering stories left and right, it became the turning point of the whole ordeal. Inside the bus, Mendoza has been carefully watching all the news being reported. The bus is equipped with a television, providing Mendoza with live news coverage of everything that is going on. Suddenly,
I mean, this is the worst possible fate. No one knew that Mendoza had a TV. And now you're going to make a mistake and talk some bullshit or do something that he doesn't like. And then now shit gets real.
Mendoza got upset. He was being presented negatively in the news.
What did I just say? He's going to be very, very much focused on how they present him. Vilify him, and then people are dead. Vilify him, people are dead. I just want my job back. The most random request you can ever.
Mendoza demanded for a media to go in and do an interview, as it is significant for him to explain his side to the public.
Send
However,
in the special forces
thinking it was unsafe, the police decided not to send in the media. At about 1:30 in the afternoon, after hours of waiting for the media to come, Mendoza's patience was put to the test. Because his demands were not answered, Mendoza posted 2 shocking signs at the window that says, "Media now," and 3 p.m. deadlock. Mendoza.
You see now, Mendoza is making deadlines now. Shit's getting real. You know that things are getting real when Mendoza starts making requests. Okay? Now we need to see how they handle the situation, how they de-escalate the situation, how they disarm Mendoza.
Mendoza told the negotiators that if his demands are not met, he will execute one person, as Mendoza handcuffed a tour guide along the bus door.
For the world to see.
As the police were scrambling to ease the tension, at about 2 p.m., an unexpected guest sneaked into the scene. Police were quick to identify the man as his brother, SPO2 Gregorio Mendoza. Major Salvador immediately approached Gregorio. According to Gregorio, he was there to help talk his brother out of it.
Of course you are.
However,
like, I wouldn't walk up to a hostage situation where my brother is holding out a gun and tell him to shoot everybody. That's impossible. Like, when I walk into a hostage situation, of course I'm going to try and de-escalate the situation. That's the only reason that he can possibly be there. Not to encourage him to do something heinous. Why would someone go out of the comfort of their own home just to tell their own brethren, their own brother, to shoot everybody?
a gun was found in his holster, alarming Major Salvador for a possible conspiration, quickly disarming Gregorio right in front of his brother.
Okay, I might have jumped into conclusions. Maybe he was there to back up his own brother, which is not wrong. Maybe he was there to back up his brother, or he was there to lower his guard down and shoot him himself, which is something I can see happening. I have more chances of believing that his own brother wanted to off him than to help him out in this situation. It ain't happening.
After the commotion subsided, the police asked for Gregorio to help them and asked his brother to extend the deadline.
Muna ituloy yung 3 p.m. deadlock. Extension tayo. Hindi, wag muna, tol. Ipapaliwanag ko muna sa kanila.
Oh, don't do it yet. Did you already know the plan? Did you have the plans? Were you part of the plan? Did you concoct this?
Yung sama ng loob natin pareho.
I will
Muna sa kanila yung extension tayo. Hindi, wag muna, tol. Ipapaliwanag ko muna sa kanila yung sama ng loob natin pareho.
Okay, now I understand why they arrested him. This man just, what do they say? He just confessed to being an accomplice to this hostage situation. He was involved in planning. He already knows the memo without talking to his brother, unless his brother just communicated that all through the phone, which I find hard to believe with all the noise happening. Like, you can't hear a thing with all that media around. You know the media is noisy.
Moments after, at
You
the
know
office of
they're
the
not-
ombudsman, Vice Mayor Isko Moreno calls Mendoza and informed him that his case is already taking progress.
Shout out to the vice mayor. He's
Unexpectedly,
doing everything
at about
possible.
6 p.m., a radio station was able to contact Mendoza and did a live interview.
Captain Rolando Mendoza, magandang gabi ho sa inyo. Magandang gabi po. Si Michael Rocas po ito ng RMN. Ano po ang plano ninyo? Kung pabor o hindi sa inyo, yung pong desisyon o yung demand ninyo, ano pong gagawin ninyo? Ano plano ninyo? Imposible hindi maging pabor sa akin ang desisyon kasi sa lahat.
I mean, the radio station could have called Mendoza and offered him a job. You could have called him and offered him a job. You could have said, hey, Mendoza, come and work for us. Forget about your retirement fund in the police services. That ain't nothing, buddy. We're going to pay you 1 million rands if you just get out of that truck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they had a chance to de-escalate the situation. And the thing you ask Mendoza is if he's going to pull through with what he's threatening if his orders doesn't get up. Of course, he's going to give you the full brunt answer. It's going to happen anyways. So try to offer the man. What happens to lying? Is it wrong to lie?
Apo, ay sinasabi na maling-mali ang pangyayari na nangyari sa akin.
Let me run that back.
Ninyo.
Let me
Pabor
run
o
that
hindi
back.
sa inyo, yung pong desisyon o yung demand ninyo, ano pong gagawin ninyo? Ano plano ninyo? Imposible hindi maging pabor sa akin ang desisyon kasi sa lahat ng papel, apo, ay sinasabi na maling-mali ang pangyayari na nangyari sa akin.
At the same time, the decision of the ombudsman arrived at the scene.
I mean, since when was a man with a rifle wrong? Tell me, in the history of history, when a man is carrying a rifle or when a man is armed with a gun, I'm not saying men particularly, when a man or a woman is armed with a deadly weapon, when were they wrong? Because history proves that they are always right. When someone is carrying a gun, they are never wrong. Okay. When someone picks up a gun for whatever reason, you believe in them, you worship them, because what might happen after that? If you can't shoot them down immediately, you believe. You best believe.
Immediately, it was handed to Mendoza by the negotiators. At the same time, the decision of the ombudsman arrived at the scene. Immediately, it was handed to Mendoza by the negotiators and Mendoza's brother, Gregorio. Unfortunately, Mendoza did not like what the letter says.
Kapitan, pwede po ba nating basahin sa ere yung pong nilalaman ng pong sulat sa inyo ng ombudsman? Yes sir, Captain Mendoza. As per our conversation this afternoon, I hereby confirm that I shall personally review in your case. I hope that you will take my word. For that, I thank you for understanding my position as I completely understand yours.
I mean, it's been hours, okay? In an hour, I've thought and done more stupid things. Like, do you understand the amount of decisions we make in an hour as human beings these days? Like, when you wake up early in the morning, you have to decide whether you need to pick up your phone or not. You need to decide whether you need to do your bed or not. You need to make decisions on whether you have to brush your teeth or not. Whether you need to bath or to take a shower or not. Do you understand how many decisions you take in an hour just waking up? And then you tell me that with 10 hours of hostage situations, the ombudsman had like a day. They had a day to deal with the situation. Within that day, you're telling me that we couldn't think of a solution. We couldn't think of how to reinstate this man of his job.
Basura itong sulat na to, hindi ito.
Let me run that
What the
back.
letter says.
Kapitan, pwede po ba nating basahin sa ere yung pong nilalaman ng pong sulat sa inyo ng ombudsman? Oh, yes sir, Captain Mendoza. As per our conversation this afternoon, I hereby confirm that I shall personally review your case. I hope that you will take my word. For that, I thank you for understanding my position as I completely understand yours.
I thank you for completely understanding my situation. Who wrote that? This is what we call being formal. This is where being formal becomes stupid. This is where formal letters become stupid. You don't say that. I hope you understand my position as much as you don't understand anything about Mendoza's situation. You have never held a bus with about 60 hostages. You have never held a bus with about 60 hostages kept in with an armed rifle on your head. With people, because people also might have made a decision that we need to fight this guy. Who knows? Someone might have decided, now, fuck Mendoza, I need to fight for my life. And then everybody else is dead now. Because one guy decided, you know what, I can strong arm Mendoza. Do you understand? Like, this is not even about one person making a decision. This is about a bus full of people making smart decisions the whole day, which is impossible to us. Especially, they are hungry, they are dehydrated, they haven't gotten anything since I've been watching. I haven't seen Mendoza being pampered with food. Like, in this kind of situation, you offer Mendoza sushi. You offer Mendoza such delicacies in such a way that he might think, you know what, there's more to live. You need to de-escalate the situation. You can't be rage baiting Mendoza and telling him, I understand how you feel. After 10 hours, I asked you for one thing, and after 10 hours, you tell me that I understand how you feel. I will reconsider it. Let me just think about it. I will tell you the answer in when will you tell me the answer? Ain't no way, man.
Hindi ito ang kailangan ko. Walang kwenta yung sulat na yan, yung binasa ko yan. Walang kwenta yan para sa akin. Ang mas gusto ko pa dyan, sinabi niya, dismiss ka talaga. Mas maganda pa. Eh, malamang may mangyayaring masama dito sa loob ng bus.
They should have taken that into account. They should have taken that into account. When you finish writing a letter, not even a letter, when you finish writing down a piece of work, you need to think, okay, what are the consequences for this? What are the consequences that are going to unravel after we send this letter to Mendoza? Is Mendoza going to take this option? Of course not. No ways. Because if I go out, I'm just going to prison for the rest of my life. It's prison or my money in this situation. And they are clearly not willing to give Mendoza his money. Are they nuts?
After Mendoza's outrage, the negotiators tried to calm him down by proposing a solution. Colonel Yebra told Mendoza that he will convince his boss to issue an order to suspend the implementation of the penalty. Surprisingly, Mendoza accepted the proposal. However, Colonel Yebra's superiors, Mayor Lim and Ground Commander General Magtibay, failed to reach an agreement to suspend the implementation. The said superiors,
they failed to reach an agreement. They failed to reach an agreement that could have saved like a dozen people. What happened to lying? These people are corrupt people. They lie every day. They wake up in bed and they say, we lie. Okay, they don't say that, but that's what they do. I'm so
then decided to discuss the matter
pissed,
at a
man.
restaurant nearby.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Back at the grandstand, the media were uncontrollably competing for the best live coverage, revealing critical information on air, including the existence and positions of the snipers.
They did not do that. The media did not just do that during a hostage situation. I'm suspending all media. There will be no such thing as a cell phone after that in my country. There will be no such thing as journalism after this. There will be no such thing as being broadcasted on national TV. That would be a thing of the past. There will be no media coverages of any situation. Even if it has to deal with human rights activities. If we see you holding a camera, you are dead. We are shooting you dead. Jesus Christ.
Hi.
How do you reveal such information?
Back at the grandstand, the media were uncontrollably competing for the best live coverage, revealing critical information on air, including the existence and positions of the snipers.
They did not just do that, man.
Inside the bus, Mendoza,
I mean, by now, Mendoza is not stupid. He's aware that there are snipers outside. This is why he ordered for the windows to get closed, right? Mendoza entered this bus, took the bus hostage, and then he requested that the windows be closed. So what? So that he cannot reveal his position to the snipers. And now the media shows Mendoza a footage or a broadcast of the sniper's position. Now he knows that I'm going to get shot. I am likely to get shot. So I'm not getting my job back. They are willing to shoot me down. I am a man who served this country. I was a police.
sees everything.
May pakiusap ko kayo sa mga polis na lalo-lalo na doon sa mga sniper. Ay, yung mga sniper, pag hindi sila nagkali sa kanilang pwesto, ay sasambulan ko sila, i-sniping ko kamo rin ako sa pintuan.
What do the rules of the snipers say? Okay, I've never been in military action. I've never been deployed to any military situations. I've never been in any ground or in any war zone. But I know this one rule. If a sniper's position is revealed, the sniper needs to leave. I mean, I know that's true. I definitely know that's true. If a sniper's position is revealed, the sniper needs to move or they need to leave. So when Mendoza is asking for the snipers to go, it's not because he just wants the snipers to, it's because he already knows the position of the snipers. He doesn't want to shoot down the snipers. This guy is an honest man. Okay, this is an honest, hardworking guy. He doesn't want to shoot down the snipers. So he's asking them, he's genuinely asking them to leave their positions. In fact, that's an order from General Mendoza. I repeat,
At the same time,
that's an order.
hidden from the crowd, the police are trying to arrest Gregorio Mendoza. The media were then quick to respond, pointing their cameras to Mendoza's distressed brother. But why? Earlier, after the negotiation between Colonel Yebra and Mendoza, as they were about to leave, Mendoza asked a chilling question. Did they already return his brother's firearm? To which Yebra lyingly answered, yes. But Gregorio revealed that it was not yet returned, and it enraged Mendoza.
Okay, so lying might cost us the trust of the hostage. But listen, we have to lie. There's nothing else we can do other than lie in this situation. Mendoza, you have to forgive me. We lied to you because that's all. We can't return this man his firearm. For what good reason? For what good reason does he deserve to get his firearm back? Because he has no business coming to a hostage situation with a firearm, popping out of nowhere like he knew the location. This man spawned out of nowhere, knowing each and every detail about the hostage situation before it even went out. He knew the requirements that Mendoza had. I mean, I feel like this was planned. You know, Mendoza was like, I'm going to take this bus full of people or tourists hostage. And then you show up an hour or 10 hours later coming with the requirements. That was the plan.
Back at the scene, the police are
Oh,
trying to
Manila,
arrest
Manila.
Gregorio for bringing a firearm to a hostage scene, conspiring, and for disrupting negotiation.
That's what I've been saying.
Meanwhile,
I've been saying
inside
that.
the bus, Mendoza's temper reached its peak.
Ginagawa nilang bago yung kapatid ko na pulis. Wala namang kinalaman yan. Eto, pagka hindi nila binago yan, tutuloyan ko na yung mga dito na nasa loob. Tutuloyan.
Okay, Mendoza, you need to calm yourself down. Okay? Mendoza, you need to calm yourself down. Your brother is being arrested. He's not being shot execution style. Okay? You need to focus on the mission. The mission is not to focus on the brother that's being arrested. Okay, I know it hurts seeing your brother being arrested on national TV, especially when you're in a hostage situation, right? But Mendoza, you need to understand your brother is getting arrested. He's not being shot execution style. He has not been charged yet. This is still a misdemeanor crime. This is still a crime that can carry a sentence of about 4 years. And with my experience, 4 years is just a breath of fresh air. 4 years can just pass like nothing happened. You're wrong for that, Mendoza. Oh, you went through with the promise.
Wala sinasabi ko kanina pa eh. Live like. Narinig yung tawag ng polis. Narinig ba nila yun?
At the driver's seat, driver Alberto Lubang is struggling to escape from the handcuff. Miraculously, he was able to escape.
Patay na lahat! Patay na lahat! Ano si Pastor sa loob? Magsalita ka! Patay na lahat ng tao! Patay na lahat!
I swear that would be the same reaction I carry, man. When he fires one bullet, you feel like he just fired 10 shots. When he fires one bullet, you feel like he fired 10 shots because it starts echoing in your ear, right? Imagine if he has an automatic rifle. It's an auto-firing rifle. The conclusion, everyone's dead. But he's wrong for that. You can't make such an assumption because what if they decide to bomb the bus? But this situation is crazy. This situation is crazy.
Assuming everyone inside the bus are dead, the Special Action Force are already waiting for the order to conduct an assault. However, Ground Commander General Magtibay has a different plan for the situation.
What?
Surprisingly, General Magtibay orders not the SAF, but the Manila Police SWAT team to conduct the operation. This surprised even the SWAT, considering they lack equipment, and the SAF were more suitable for...
Just shoot this man because he failed to give Mendoza his job back. He failed to give out an executive order to say, okay, you know what, we can accept Mendoza back. Even though we can't allow him to carry a firearm again, we can allow Mendoza back to the force. Number one. Number two, he's giving out the wrong order. How many times do people have to suffer for the actions of someone in power giving out the wrong order? It
job.
happens every time.
With the order received, the SWAT then enters the scene.
This should be a crime, man. This needs to constitute as a crime.
The SWAT tried to break the bus windows just as rehearsed, but the glasses were a lot stronger than the one they used for practice.
I mean, that happens all the time. Even at school, what you practice is easier than what you find in the final moment. I don't understand why this is coming as a surprise to them.
A SWAT member then tries to break the door to gain entry,
And he fails.
but it was harder than they thought. Inside the bus, Mendoza sees their every move and tries to fight.
They're just setting ducks. They're just setting ducks. He knows the position. Like Mendoza been knowing the position. He's been knowing the position. I swear the superiors need to get arrested. No, forget arrested. They need to get short executions done.
With the whole world watching, the SWAT tries another plan. They tie the door to a police mobile to break it open, but along the way, the rope snapped. After the series of failed plans and the overwhelming pressure of the situation, the SWAT finally accepted suggestions from the media.
The SWAT accepted suggestions from who? From the media. Okay, we have officially entered amateur hour.
The plan is to use the bus's emergency exit for entrance, which the SWAT then put into action. The SWAT entered. As the SWAT member scans the bus, Mendoza opens fire.
I mean, we play Rainbow Six Siege, we play Counter-Strike, we play Call of Duty, and everyone knows that you throw a flash grenade before you enter. You need to throw a flashbang before you enter. You need to throw something that will blind him. Because if your position is exposed and then you enter anyways. Oh, you're testing first.
Fortunately, no one was injured. Most of the bullets missed the SWAT.
That's not fortunate. I mean, I don't wish harm to anybody, but unfortunately, no one was harmed. Unfortunately, no one was harmed. Like, I needed the superiors to answer for the death of everybody and anybody included in this mission, especially the SWAT team that was not supposed to be on the scene. If that happened to me as a SWAT member, I'm suing the entire police department. I'm about to own the entire city. I am keeping the rights to this. I am keeping the key to the city. There will never be any keys handed to anyone that belong to the city. It will be mine. Sending me into a situation I've never been trained for.
Member, with only one bullet hitting his helmet, saving him. After none of the plans worked, an order was received from a new ground commander. It was to let the Special Action Force take over the situation.
Finally an order that made sense. Finally someone gives out an order for people who, when they sleep, they dream of such things. These people are the type of men when they sleep, they're like, I just wish to find someone in a public shooting. You know, these are the type of men that sleep and think, how do I deal with the hostage situation? If there was a kidnapping, how would I assist during a kidnapping? These are people who simulate such situations in their head each and every day, besides training.
As the SAF
That's
took
what
over,
you call an order.
a plan was quickly formulated.
I
It was to
am
force
following
Mendoza out
that
into
man
the open
to the
and
death.
let the snipers get a clean shot.
Okay, let's run that back. I feel like we've missed something important. We might have missed something
Action
important.
Force take over the situation. As the SAF took over,
Wait.
received from a new ground commander, hitting his helmet. Most of the bullets missed the SWAT member, with only one bullet hitting his helmet, saving him. After none of the plans worked, an order was received from a new ground commander. It was to let the Special Action Force take over the situation. As the SAF took over, a plan was quickly formulated. It was to force Mendoza out into the open and let the snipers get a clean shot.
I mean, give the commander a promotion. Give the commander a promotion. This is the only man that came with a plan. A decent plan. Like, this is a plan that works. I swear, this is the only man in the Philippines that I can trust. This is the only man in the Philippines. If he says, I need to get a BBL, I'm getting a BBL. If this man in the Philippines issues an order for me to get a BBL, you better believe I'm twerking next month. Once the transplant heals, I'm twerking. I swear, this is the only man that came with something to the table that made sense. A decent plan. Give him a promotion. I've seen enough.
To do this, a tear gas was thrown at the rear of the bus.
They throw tear gas inside the bus. They throw tear gas inside a bus full of hostages. Whether dead or alive, you don't inflict harm on innocent civilians. Isn't that the mandate? I feel like I'm doing better. I'm doing a better job in my chair than the people. This is the special forces, right? Let me just shut my ass up. This is the special forces. Let me just shut my ass up.
Formulated. It was to force Mendoza out into the open and let the snipers get a clean shot.
Decent plan. I'm not saying it's
to
going
do this,
to work, but that's
a tear gas was thrown at the rear of the bus.
That's a lot of tear gas, man. Even someone who was suffering from a minor injury in that bus died due to the tear gas. He was suffering due to a minor injury. Now he's dead.
The tear gas chokes Mendoza and forces him to retreat in front of the bus. Meanwhile, the snipers scattered throughout the grandstand then notices small movements inside the bus, gradually gaining visibility with every step of the perpetrator. As Mendoza reaches the front, a sniper took aim and fired.
This man needed to be first in the scene. The new commander was the man who was supposed to be first in the scene. His plan worked like magic. It worked like the oldest trick in the book. His plan worked like the oldest trick in the book. This man was the man who was supposed to be in charge of the entire Philippines. I'm telling you, if this man told me to get a BBL, if he issued an order for me to get a BBL, I'm definitely getting a BBL. You best believe I'm getting a BBL.
It was over. Rolando Mendoza is dead. It was reported that a single shot to the head from the sniper killed Mendoza instantly.
That's what it takes to kill every man. Okay, some survived, but That's enough to take you away.
The incident left 9 people dead, including Mendoza.
9 people. That's
Rescuers then were
that's
shocked
a very, very
as they discovered that there are still 8 people alive inside.
Bro, I'm suing. You best believe I'm suing. It doesn't matter who I'm suing. I'm suing the police first for tear gassing me. That was an attempt at murder itself. You can't tell me that you're trying to save me with tear gas. There's no way. That's no way of saving me. You can't save me with tear gas. You can't throw in tear gas first when you're trying to help me out. Okay, number 1. Number 2, I am suing the SWAT. Okay, I'm not suing the SWAT. They acted as a dummy, which I agree. It was really good. The SWAT, in fact, needed to arrive there earlier, you know, in order to take more. Like we could have dealt with the situation simply. If Mendoza was firing at the SWAT before he had a chance to fire at the innocent civilians, or like nothing doesn't end. He would have run out of bullets at the end of the day. The thing is, he was gonna run out of bullets. It was going to happen. It was bound to happen.
A number of questions are still asked by many up to this day.
Yeah.
Will the outcome be different if the official listened to his demands?
Would. We wouldn't have seen this video. This video wouldn't have been this long. If they have told Mendoza that, listen man, in fact, we are going to give you a general position. Okay, that would have been a clear lie. But if they told Mendoza that we can give you your job back, but we will work on your retirement funds. We will work on your retirement funds. We promise you that much. I feel like that's a better lie. It feels sincere. It has promise in it. That's how you sell a lie.
Would the victim survive if the media did not interfere? Or would the whole incident
I swear I'm banning every media organization. No media organization is operating in my country after that. After witnessing such a heinous disaster.